There are words that kill, not in the way a weapon does, but silently, invisibly, over years. They are the phrases we tell ourselves, the casual remarks we exchange with friends, the whispers of societal expectation that echo in the back of our minds. We think they're harmless, just part of the everyday conversation of life. But what if I told you these very words are part of a conspiracy? A conspiracy against your own financial future. A slow-acting poison that guarantees you'll stay trapped, running in place, forever chasing a horizon that keeps moving further away. These aren't just sayings. They are financial assassins, and they're hiding in plain sight. We've all heard them, we've all said them. They sound like wisdom, like common sense, even like virtue. But they are the architects of quiet desperation, the silent partners of debt and anxiety. Today, we're going undercover. We're going to expose these verbal saboteurs for what they really are. The most dangerous sayings that are silently eating away at your wallet. One seemingly innocent sentence at a time. Consider the most common one, the lullaby of procrastination. Let's wait until tomorrow. It sounds so reasonable, doesn't it? It's tomorrow I'll start the budget. Tomorrow I'll open that savings account. Tomorrow I'll finally sit down and review my spending. Tomorrow is always a day away, a perpetually clean slate, a magical land where all our good intentions finally come to fruition. But tomorrow is a thief. Every time you utter that phrase, you're giving it permission to steal from you. Think about it. Delaying setting up a reserve fund isn't just a missed opportunity. It's an incredibly expensive expense. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. The car doesn't break down tomorrow. It breaks down today. The unexpected medical bill doesn't arrive tomorrow. It's in your mailbox right now. Without that reserve fund, what do? You turn to credit cards? You take out high-interest loans? A $500 car repair suddenly becomes a $700 debt once interest is factored in. That decision to wait until tomorrow just cost you $200, and that's just one instance. Multiply that by every emergency, big or small, over a decade. The cost is staggering. Pushing off a review of your spending is just as insidious. Those little subscription services, the daily coffees, the lunches out, they don't seem like much, but without a regular review, they compound. Tomorrow becomes a license to continue bleeding money, one small cut at a time, until you're financially anemic and don't even know why. Then comes the mantra of the insecure, the battle cry of the financially fragile, I have to save face. This is one of the most powerful destroyers of wealth, because it wraps a terrible decision in the cloak of social obligation. It's the voice that tells you to buy the car you QHNs afford, because it's what a successful person would drive. It's the pressure to pick up the dinner tab for a table of 10. Even when your bank account is screaming in protest, because you don't want to be judged as cheap, or even worse, as broke. Saving face is a performance, and the tickets are exorbitantly priced. I knew a man. Let's call him Mark. Mark was a brilliant software engineer, but he came from a humble background. He was terrified of his new affluent colleagues, seeing him as an imposter. So he leased a German luxury sedan that consumed 30% of his take-home pay. He bought a designer watch on a payment plan. He insisted on living in a trendy, overpriced apartment downtown. From the outside, he was the picture of success. But behind closed doors, he was eating instant noodles and staring at a mountain of debt. He wasn't saving face. He was selling his freedom. He was spending for a false, fragile pride, paying a monthly premium to maintain an illusion for people who likely weren't paying that much attention anyway. The tragic irony is that true respect comes from stability and confidence, not from the brand of car you drive. But by the time most people realize that, the face they've saved has cost them a fortune they'll never get back. This feeds directly into another toxic piece of cultural programming. A line often aimed squarely at men. It's strange for a man to be frugal. This single, deeply ingrained mindset is a wrecking ball to financial health. It equates financial prudence with a lack of masculinity. It suggests that meticulously tracking expenses, looking for deals, or saying no to an unnecessary purchase is somehow unmanly. The real man, according to this toxic script, spends freely without a second thought. He's a provider, a hunter, a conqueror, and apparently someone who is terrible with money. This mindset turns you into a money-making machine without brakes. You're conditioned to work harder and harder, only to see the fruits of that labor evaporate on impulse buys and social posturing. But here's the truth that this saying tries to hide. Being frugal isn't about being cheap. It's about being in control. Saving isn't about deprivation. It's about buying your freedom. The freedom to quit a job you hate. The freedom to handle an emergency without panic. The freedom to make choices based on your values, not your financial constraints. The man who is in command of his finances, who knows where every dollar is going, who builds his wealth intentionally, he is the one with true power. The man who spends recklessly to project an image of abundance is often the most trapped of all, a servant to his own lifestyle. Of course, for those who manage to resist the urge to spend, there's another trap waiting, disguised as caution. If you don't invest, you won't lose. It sounds like the safest bet in the world, doesn't it? A guaranteed way to protect your principal. If your money's tucked away in a savings account, or even worse, as cash, it can't vanish in a market crash. And that part is true. You won't lose your money to the volatility of the stock market, but you are absolutely 100% guaranteed to lose its value. This saying ignores the silent, relentless thief known as inflation. Inflation is the reason your grandparents could buy a candy bar for a nickel. And finally, the saying that mixes up kindness with carelessness: a man must be generous to be respected. This is the guilt trip that leads to ruin. We all want to be seen as generous. We want to help our friends, treat our family, and contribute to causes we care about. But society has masterfully confused generosity with a lack of financial boundaries. We're taught that a generous person is one who never says no, who always picks up the check, who lends money freely without a second thought. But true, sustainable generosity is impossible without first having a solid financial foundation. A person who is constantly giving away money they don't have isn't generous. They're financially irresponsible, and their ability to help anyone will be short-lived. Think of the pre-flight safety instruction: put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. The same applies to your finances. You must secure your own cash flow first. You must build your own stability. Only from a position of strength can you be truly generous over the long term. A person who knows how to budget, save, and invest can give more meaningfully and more consistently than someone who bankrupts themselves trying to look generous. The person who knows how to control their cash flow, who can maintain their own financial health, is the one who can build a long, prosperous life for themselves and for the people they truly wish to help. These sayings aren't just words. They are scripts that have been handed to us by society, by advertising, by our own insecurities. They tell us how to act, what to value, and how to spend our money. And for too long, we've been playing the part without questioning the script. But you have the power to rewrite it. It starts by recognizing these phrases for the financial saboteurs they are. It starts with replacing "let us wait until tomorrow" with "let us start right now." It means understanding that true respect comes from stability, not from a flashy performance. It's about realizing that financial discipline is freedom, and that wise investing isn't a gamble, it's a necessity. The most powerful financial tool you have isn't a stock tip or a budgeting app. It's the words you choose to live by. Choose wisely. Your future depends on it.